Let's take a look at this example. We have 2 to the power x minus 1 equals 5 to the power 2x plus 3. Now, when we're looking at this section, our first goal would be to write this so that these have the same base. If we could do that, then we could go ahead and set the exponents equal to each other, and that would be an easy way to do this problem. However, in this case, we cannot write 2 and 5 so that they have the same base, so we're going to go ahead and take log of both sides. Now, you can do log, or you can do natural log of both sides. Whichever one you want to use, go ahead and do that. Just make sure you're consistent throughout your problem. We're going to end up with the same answer either way. So I'm going to go ahead and use log of both sides. And when I do that, now I've created a situation where I can go ahead and start to use my properties. You see that the x minus 1 and the 2x plus 3 are still exponents up there, and I want to go ahead and bring those exponents down in front. Right, so I'm going to move this down in front of my log of 2. Keep in mind that these have multiple terms in them, so when you bring them down in front, make sure you put them inside parentheses. So I went ahead and used property 3, and I brought each of my exponents down in front. You see that I wrote them inside parentheses each time that I did that. Now what you've created is this multiplication step. Remember that log of 2 is a number. You can type it into your calculator and you're going to get some decimal. The same type of thing would happen if you tried to do log of 5 on your calculator. You're going to end up with a decimal. So what you have here is a number times a set of parentheses. Normally you're used to seeing the number out in front, and it would have created a situation where you can distribute. Well, the same type of thing is happening here. You're just going to have to distribute this way, right, to both of those pieces. So let's go ahead and do that to both our left and our right side. So I'm going to go ahead and distribute on this left-hand side. So I've got x times log of 2. When I do this 1 times log of 2, I'm just going to get log of 2 right back. I'm going to keep my subtraction sign that you saw. And when I go do the right-hand side, I've got this 2x times log of 5, that's this piece, and I've got my 3 times log of 5, there's that little piece. So now what you've had here is everything distributed. Kind of think of this as you just want to solve this equation for x. Think back to when you were solving a simpler equation. The strategy was to go ahead and get all of your x terms on one side, your numbers on the other, the numbers that don't have an x term in them. So that's what we're going to do in our next step. Everything that has an x in it, which in this case would be these two terms, I'm going to move them over here to the left-hand side. Anything that does not have an x in it, which would be my log 2 and this 3 log 5, I'm going to go ahead and put on the right-hand side. So I subtracted my 2x log 5 from both sides. So my left-hand side now is going to read x log 2 minus 2x log 5. And I added my log 2 to both sides and got log 2 plus 3 log 5. Now I have a situation where all my x terms are on this left-hand side. You see an x in this term and in this one. All my non-x terms are on the right-hand side. There's no x's that appear over here. So I want to go ahead and get this x all by itself, and I'm going to have to factor out the x out of each of those terms. When I factor this x out of both terms here, I've got a log 2 left over and a minus 2 log 5. Right, now I've created this multiplication step. It's this x times this big set of parentheses. So if I'm solving this for x, I can divide both sides by the big set of parentheses that you see here. Notice I didn't have to do anything to my right-hand side. I just copied it down. So I divided by my big set of parentheses. I did that to both sides, right, to make this x all by itself. And I don't have to do anything fancy here. These two pieces are going to cancel each other out. Obviously, I get my x And on this side, I'm just going to go ahead and copy exactly what I have here. Log 2 plus 3 log 5 on top, and log 2 minus 2 log 5 on the bottom. I'm going to leave both of those inside a big set of parentheses. When you go to type that into your calculator, you're going to want to make sure you put parentheses around each of those so that you can divide it out correctly. This would be my exact answer. Let's go ahead and divide this out with our calculator so we can get a decimal equivalent, and we're just going to approximate it. Let's go to just a couple digits. When I divided this out, I got approximately negative 2.186. I went to 3 decimals. If you want to go to 2 decimals, that's okay.